Welcome back to Midlife Musings. Today we're diving into the complexities of careers, family, and that ever-elusive quest for balance. First up, a tough but necessary conversation, closing the $10,000 funeral gap. It's about ensuring your family is protected when the unthinkable happens. This segment is brought to you by Money Tree Podcast, where we focus on growing your money by keeping it through smart life insurance strategies. Secure your future today. Let's set the stage, the unique challenges of our life stage. We know no one wants to talk about funeral costs or life insurance, but today we're tackling this essential, hard topic head-on. We received some great listener feedback and questions regarding this topic. It's clear this is weighing on a lot of minds, and we appreciate you engaging with us on such a sensitive subject.
Imagine your family is at their absolute lowest point. They're grieving, and then someone hands them a bill for $10,000. So they turn to Social Security expecting, a safety net, and they get handed $255.
Yeah, that is definitely not a typo.
Right. It's a massive reality check. Welcome back to our exploration into the source material. Today, we're unpacking this very practical guide from Transamerica. It's called the Final Expense Express Solution Consumer Brochure. We are moving past the taboo of, the end of life to look at the cold, hard logistics of what it actually costs to say goodbye.
And, that $255 figure is the lump sum death payment from Social Security.
Yeah.
And that's only if you qualify. It really hasn't changed much in decades.
Wow, decades.
Yeah, and even for veterans, VA burial allowances usually top out around maybe $800. So when you compare that to the median cost of a funeral, which is sitting right around $9,800.
Almost 10 grand.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You immediately see this massive financial hole that families are suddenly standing over.
And the brochure points out that 10 grand is really just the starting line. Once you factor in, say, a cemetery plot and the actual service, that range can hit up to $32,000.
It gets expensive very quickly.
It really does. Getting an unexpected bill at the end of a long dinner, but this one is for thousands of dollars, and it arrives when your family is totally unprepared. I noticed about $2,500 of that is for something called a basic services fee.
Right. The basic services fee.
So what exactly are you getting for $2,500 before you even, pick out a casket?
You can think of it as the funeral home's cover charge, basically. It's non-declinable. It covers their fixed overhead, the licenses, professional consulting, just the coordination of everything.
So it's like the fixed cost of dying.
That's exactly it. The industry requires it, regardless of how simple you want the service to be.
Which brings us to the express solution from Transamerica. They claim they can solve this in under 10 minutes with no medical exam. But, let's be real here.
You're looking for the catch.
Right, because if I'm not giving blood or peeing in a cup, how are they not losing their shirts? There has to be some gotcha in the health questions, right?
Well, it's not a catch so much as it's a risk pooling mechanism. They use this really smart digital application process with a few targeted health questions to bucketize the risk.
Okay, so how do the buckets work?
So if you're relatively healthy, you get the standard express version. That gives you a full guaranteed death benefit right from day one.
And if your health history is a little more complicated?
Then you go into the graded bucket.
I assume the graded version is like a compromise so they can take on higher risk people without the exam?
Exactly. For the first 2 years of a graded policy, if you pass away from non-accidental causes, it doesn't pay out the full face amount.
Wait, what does it pay then?
The beneficiaries receive 110% of the premiums paid. So it's a mathematical way to provide access to people aged 18 to 85 who might just get turned away by other companies.
Okay, that makes sense. And then after those 2 years...
After that, the full benefit kicks in regardless of the cause. And that can be up to $25,000 or even $100,000 for younger applicants.
Nice. So it's tiered. And because these are level premiums, the cost literally never goes up as you get older.
Right. It stays locked in.
But the part that really caught my eye in the brochure was this concierge planning writer. It honestly sounds like a wedding planner for the end of life.
That is a perfect analogy.
Yeah.
In a crisis, families just do not have the emotional bandwidth to price shop.
Definitely not.
So this rider, which is actually included at no extra premium in most states, gives you 247 access to funeral advocates.
Wow, 247. So they help your family compare local prices for caskets and stuff.
Yep, they do the shopping around, which can save thousands. And it also includes legacy tools for legal document prep, like wills and healthcare directives, all stored in a secure cloud.
So instead of your kids scrambling at 3 a.m. trying to find your paperwork or, wondering if they're getting ripped off by a funeral home, they have a professional handling the logistics.
Precisely. It turns a piece of paper into an actual support system. And when the time comes, Transamerica has an expedited claims process that can pay out up to $25,000 in as little as 72 hours.
72 hours. That really takes the friction out of the worst day of someone's life.
It really does.
We spend weeks researching the best deals on flights and hotels for a 7-day vacation, but we often leave our most expensive final event to chance just because the topic feels a bit heavy.
Yeah, people avoid it.
Exactly.
Okay.
So think about this. If you had 10 minutes today to solve a $30,000 problem for the people you love most, would you take it? Or is the discomfort of the conversation still more powerful than the math?
Remember, proactive planning is crucial. Taking steps now, whether through setting up a dedicated savings or looking into life insurance, offers immense peace of mind for your loved ones.